Okay, so we are going to do 1.3, which is composition. And we're going to start with A, which is the definition and notation. So we are kind of moving away from the function transformations, and we're going to use the function notation, but we're going to add something to it. All right, so composition is substitution. Composition is substitution or replacing. Is there supposed to be an E there? Sorry, my spelling is,
I don't think so.
think we're good? Okay. Good. Well, we'll just go like this. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. All right. Here comes the notation. Or replacing. And I'm going to explain to you how that works. So first we have this. That's your regular old function notation. Okay, f of x. F of x. It's not multiply. That's just how you say it. Okay, so I'm going to say f. Ooh, that's called f of 3. Now, in some of those review assignments that we started with, you saw some of this notation here. Okay, this is f of 3. Now, that means that x equals 3. That's what that notation means, that 3 is replacing the x value. Okay, now keep in mind that f of 3 is the y coordinate. It's a different way to think of x and y. The x is being replaced by 3. All right. That was the 2 review buttons there. Next, we're going to do fog. It's an open circle. What? No way. I still say fog.
Is that
Okay.
F of G or something?
It is. Okay, so I'm going to write it. That is not user-friendly notation, but that is how you will see it written sometimes. This is F parentheses G. Okay, this is where your second color comes in. I like to color code because we're going to get a bunch of grouping symbols here, and it's just easier to organize them if they're a little bit different. Okay, so this, how do I say this? Well, goes F of, just like the other one started. That parentheses is not multiply. It's F of G of X. It's just like a chain. So this right here, I like to think of that O as of. It's kind of like a parentheses. F of G of X. I would always aim for this notation because I find it to be a little bit easier to use. Okay? All right, so we're going to do this. 3 colors. I'm not going to use more than 3 colors today. Pen, pencil, squiggly lines, underlining, anything will do. Okay. F of G of H. Fuck off. You could actually use as many letters as you want. I'm not going to go more than 3. Okay? Here we go. F of G of H of X. All right, and once you get there, you have to close the red and the blue parentheses. Notice that I try to use the size of the parentheses to help me differentiate the level. Right, so if you only have pencil, I would be overly dramatic about how big my parentheses are, just to help you make sure you've got the right level. Okay? Because you are going to end up with a lot of grouping symbols as you start composing more functions. All right, so now I'm just going to say the words. F of, and I'm only color coding so that you understand which words come from which parts. H of X. Okay, I suppose I'll do Goff 2. Goff of 2. G of F of 2. But it looks like Goff. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put it into the user-friendly notation, which is the one with the grouping symbols. That's always where I would go, right? You got to translate the notation. Okay. G. Right? We read left to right, so I'm starting with G. Of F of 2. Okay. Okay. G of F of 2. All right. Notice here that it's like building blocks. The second dot we did is exactly the same as this red portion here. Okay, so you technically already know how to do this because we're gonna build off of things you've already done. I just need to show you how to get from one level to the next. All right, so I'm gonna write a little thing over here because you've got a number. This is where X is being replaced by 2. Okay, that means that the X is being replaced by 2. And that means that the new Y coordinate is whatever that thing happens to be. And we're going to work on the evaluating. Keep in mind that I'm going to show you how to work this forward. You will eventually have to work backwards, just like the transformations. Okay. Examples. Ready? Examples. Okay. I'm actually going to switch pages just because I don't have a lot of room here. You guys are fine, but I write really big.
How many examples are you doing?
3. Okay, so it took me about this much space to write my 3 examples. You guys write considerably smaller. I have almost enough room, but I don't want to switch pages in the middle. So, all right. Ready? We'll mix it up with some whiteboards in here so you're not taking just notes.
Are you having to do it?
Okay. Examples. Here we go.
We do this on another page.
Depends upon how much room you've got.
Okay.
If you have a third of a page or even a fourth of a page, you're probably fine. It will take you 5 lines to do one example. With that gives you extra space, but like, I don't know, it's not too much room. Could you fit it on a Post-it? Yes. Do you have a Post-it's worth of space on your paper? You can fit an example there. Okay, x squared plus 1. So I'm giving you 3 different functions. And we're going to do the composition in different orders and different combinations. Okay? Okay, find f of g of x. That's the question, okay? Now, I'm gonna switch to a black pen here. You do not need to change colors. I just want you to see how much information you would be given, right? What would be printed on a quiz or something, and then what you would have to write yourself. Okay, I have F and G. So right underneath of this, we're gonna start on the outside. So I'm just gonna write F equals and G equals. All right, those are the 2 functions that are listed here. And I'm gonna come and I'm just gonna copy them. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to circle G. And I'm going to arrow it up to the X. Okay, that's where I'm arrowing it. Right there. Because composition is substitution or replacement. This is what it's going to look like. Actually, I'm going to do it here. Okay. G is going into F. G is going into F. It is replacing the input. Okay? See this little X that's part of F? It's being replaced or substituted with the new G function. Okay. How do you actually write the answer? You multiply this out, right? Do your PEMDAS, order of operations. So the answer is 3x squared minus 5. That's what the composition is. You are replacing the inputs. Did I multiply these things? No. The parentheses doesn't mean multiply here. This is f of g of x. Okay. So now we're going to do,
Wait, can you do that again?
yes. I'm actually going to use the same functions, and I'll do a second example, and then we'll kind of compare them and see if we have more questions. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. 2. Find h of okay. This time I put h on the outside. So I'm going to start on the outside, and I'm just going to H, G. And I'm just going to copy those two functions down. Okay, so I'm going to circle this one. G is going into H. See how G is on the inside? G is going into H. It is replacing the X. When you replace things or substitute, you use parentheses. Yes?
It doesn't matter what H equals, you just subtract or you replace it.
Okay, so negative. All right, see that? Instead of writing the X, I just left a big blank set of parentheses so that I can replace the X with the thing that's going into it, which just happens to be that. And then you simplify it. You distribute. Okay, so I'm going to let you look at those two. See if you have, there maybe is a follow-up question here.
No,
You got it now? Okay. All right, we're going to do one more here. Ooh, I know. 3 of them.
oh my god.
No, you can do it. You can do it.
Try it.
I promise you can do it. Yeah? Sure. Okay, here we go. So exciting. F, I'll even G of, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, well,
I don't think that. I just wrote that.
would you hate me if I put the H in front?
Oh my god.
No, just sneak it in front, just like that. You got it.
Is there always going to be an X? What if there's an
Oh, the next set of examples has a number.
Okay.
Right, so now we're just leaving it with an X. And we're going to do a little practice on our whiteboards, and then I'll start putting a number in here. But the procedure and the way that we're putting these together doesn't change.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. H, F, G, right? I just have 3 letters. Do exactly what we just did. I just have 3 rows here. Okay. H is...
Wait, don't you need another parentheses? No.
Did I miss one? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I did miss one. Oops, there you go. Okay. F, G. Okay. Hey, look. Okay, well, that first step looks kind of like what I just did. Another color. Composition is kind of like layers of an onion. It's just you gotta go one layer at a time. Okay? It's a little trickier the more layers you have, but it's the same idea. Okay. One step at a time. I'm gonna go from G, I'm gonna put it into F. All right, so that looks like this. Okay, this is the first step. See that? That's the first step. You're like, I feel good.
Wait, can you give me 1 second?
I can. Yes, please tell me when you need me to pause before you get the explanation. Notice that my first step, f of g of x, looks kind of like that first example we just did. Right? You can do 2 pieces at a time. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Now it has to go into H. Right, check out those giant grouping symbols. Because what's going in? All of this. All of it. You want to keep this red? That's fine. Okay, so I have 3 levels this time. How do you finish the problem? You be very careful with your PEMDAS. Yes.
Can you scroll down a little?
Oh, yes, I can. Sorry. There you go.
They're like action.
Do you have a question?
No.
Okay. All right. This right here was just me putting those 2 pieces together. Okay? And then I started to do my PEMDAS to simplify it. Okay. The method that I'm showing you here with how to work, okay? Now, I worked backwards, right? I started at the bottom and I just substituted in. I sort of built it from the inside out. You can build these things from the outside in also. It doesn't really matter how you get the composition together. It just depends upon what you are more comfortable with in terms of writing it. Okay? I'm actually going to sneak a 4th example in here because I think it will just translate really nicely with these same functions. Yeah, you can. Sorry. Wasn't planning on it, but I feel like it's connecting, so it's okay. Find. You want to post it? You can write on the post-it and then just stick it on your paper.
I'll take a.
Yeah, here. There you go.
I just noticed that you have this huge divider.
Does anybody else want to take this?
A divider?
Yeah.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Anybody else want one?
Can I have one, please?
Yeah, sure. These are free for all. You can leave them in your little baskets.
It smells good. It smells like
Sorry. All right. Okay. All right, I'll put G on the outside. That's reasonable. G of F of 3. Okay, so now you see how I put a number in here? It's not too different than what we just did. I'm still going to say G, F, what? I'm just adding one tiny line at the very bottom because X is being replaced by 3. That's all it means. So you're still going to do exactly what we did before. You just have one more line because X is being replaced by a number. Okay. Goes in. Whatever I get here goes in. That's it. So numbers really aren't all that different. Okay. You could probably almost do the numbers in your head because it's just broken up one step at a time. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. I'm actually working it outside in just to see if you guys can recognize it. Just kind of look at how I set it up. And the better you get at the composition, the less work you have to show to do it. Okay? and then PEMDAS.
Two.
Yeah, 2. That's it.
All of that work just to get two.
Composition is actually very useful. You're like, what? No. It is. Anyone's parents like the coupon? Yeah, okay. Rebate versus coupon. Rebate is just money back. Coupon is usually like a percent or a discount. Which one do you do first? That is actually composition. Okay? Because order matters. Do you take $200 off and then take a 10%? Or do you 10% and then take $200 off? That is the question.
Wait, which one are you supposed to do?
The one that you pay less money. And so the usually dealerships, cars will be like, oh, we'll give you a rebate and we'll give you a discount. But they always give you the one that makes you pay more. Okay? That's actually composition, guys. Has real, like, stuff.
In this situation, would you want to do the 10% and then minus the
Yes. Because you want 10% off of the biggest number,
Yeah.
then you subtract. That would give you the lowest price. Okay, I'm going to stop there for your notes.